All right, I am back with more middle school reads and more Twilight discussion, specifically Eclipse. Now, this was the book that I remember in middle school was the hardest for me to get through of the series. It has a lot of backstory and it kind of just goes on and on. And as a middle schooler, I didn't care about the backstory. I didn't care about that. All I really cared about was reading the book under the covers at midnight with a flashlight, kind of just waiting for scenes where Edward and Bella would kiss, because I was a loser. So let's get into it. So Bella's dad lets her go free from grounding under the condition that she sees her friends outside of Edward, which to me is very reasonable. Like, honestly, don't revolve your life around a man. I get it. Bella, however, has a huge problem with this, because she believes she won't be able to see her friends after graduation for their own safety. But let's be real for a second. Bella, newborn vampire or not, you didn't care about your friends at all, let alone their safety. Girl, don't fucking lie. Also, Edward and Bella are such absolute weirdos. I've already discussed the weird touching things in previous videos, but now we need to address the sniffing. Edward is very into the smell of Bella's blood, because that's a thing, and so he grabs her wrist and does this deep sensual inhale on her, all while her father is in the next room. I will be demonstrating on this duck. His name is Tabasco, and I'm sorry in advance. So imagine that I'm Edward, the way that I am, and this is Bella, and this is her wrist. Are you turned on? Was that sensual? No, it wasn't, because it's freaking weird and disgusting. See, this is why people think Edward and Bella are weird. It has nothing to do with their actual couple pairing and all to do with their behavior. They are sickos. So I will say, though, I am enjoying this book more now than I did back then, because we do get to see more of my favorite character, Charlie, Bella's dad, who cannot seem to catch a break and now has decided to take the passive-aggressive route towards Edward, which honestly, he fully deserves at this point, because Charlie is convinced that Edward is not only a weirdo, but abusive too. And I kind of think so too. So Charlie likes to stomp around and huff and puff and make little remarks towards Edward, and I honestly want more of it. I don't want to see Edward deal with the Volturi or Victoria. The true battle that Edward needs to face in this book series, honestly, is earning the affection, or at the very least respect, of Bella's dad. And honestly, Edward needs to be knocked down a peg or two, because he is way too overbearing. Bella tries to sneak out to go visit Jacob, and this man decides to mess with her truck so that it won't start. And in my opinion, this is not protective. This is something that would end up on a murder documentary. And honestly, don't think Jacob is free from criticism, because his time will come, mostly in the next book, but it will come. Now, this is something that I want to talk about that has always bothered me. The Rosalie hate is so undeserved. I completely and thoroughly understand why she didn't care for Bella in the first two books. I didn't want my life to be completely upended by her either. I would be annoyed constantly having to be on guard duty for this chick that I really don't know and really don't care about. I just want to live my life. Why is your romance problems my issue? I personally would hate to be inconvenienced by Bella, because I kind of think that she inconveniences people every day, and I low-key think that she actually secretly likes it. The book will never admit it, but I just know it. It's a fact. And honestly, I completely understand her reasoning for Bella wanting to stay human when she talks about how Bella gets a choice that she didn't, and it drives me crazy that people didn't like her because of that. Like, I'm sorry, you didn't like the reasonable character in the book? Okay. So now we're back at La Push with Jacob, and we finally get to everyone's favorite part where we can talk about just how weird imprinting is. Imprinting is weird and strange, and we kind of get to touch on it a little bit. We haven't yet met Rigatoni. We're going to meet her in the next book, but we do learn that Jacob's friend Quill has imprinted on a 2-year-old, and Jacob asks us not to be judgmental. I'm sorry, I'm judging, and I'm specifically judging you, author Stephanie Meyer. Why the fuck did you do this? What benefit does this truly bring to the story? It doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't. We also have reached what is probably one of my favorite parts of the whole Twilight series, and it's random explanations for things, specifically the Jorts. We get a small conversation between Bella and Jacob where he explains that his clothes are destroyed every time he changes into his wolf form. And so as a precaution, him and the other werewolves literally tie a set of jorts around their ankles that they carry with them all of the time. And I love that. I personally wasn't questioning the logistics of the werewolf clothes thing, but honestly, somebody was enough that they had to put it in the book. So this book so far kind of just irks me for a lot of random things. The imprinting thing could have been done in a way that's not that. And this book has a lot of overly long explanations for things, except the Jorts. The Jorts are important, the Jorts are their own character, and the Jorts are my second favorite character at this point. I also just got to the part where we learn Jasper's backstory, and trust, I will be addressing the whole him being a Confederate soldier part, so just you wait, because what the hell is that?